come down here real quick and make another video. I was like, I have a little bit more time. I think I don't have a meeting for another 30 minutes. So we can talk, girl. What's up? What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. It's Friday. Happy Friday. I just finished the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. Hopefully you guys got it's hopefully it's complete. I feel like it was complete. I just stopped taking notes after Dorit was talking forever. But I wanted to talk about some things that I saw on gross. I saw I'm when I tell you the first thing I see on the blog from motherfucking what is this called? Hollywood Unlocked is Risa Tisa's ex Jerome McCoy reacts to CAA signing her. Says agency will be disappointed because she has no talent. As if she didn't captivate millions of people with her storytelling. You're a hater, and you always gonna be a whole broke ass hater running around from house to house trying to figure it out because you ain't never gonna be able to have it. So you gotta live in a goddamn fantasy world, going from house to house, driving test cars and shit, so you can feel what it feels like. You can see what it feels like to have those things. Simple ass bitch. Y'all let these niggas play in your face. Of course, he is going to say that she doesn't have any talent. Says, Joe Budden says people will never stop loving Russell Simmons despite his sexual assault allegations. Let's listen to what Joe Budden has to say. I love Joe Budden's voice. He's just such a piece of shit. But his voice is just really, really, really good. Listen.
Every doc they seen, people.
He's a child of Mercury too. That's why he's good at running his damn mouth. Even though sometimes what he says ain't shit. But he has the gift. He has the gift. All right, let's listen to what Joe Budden has to say, and I'll let you know what I have to say about it.
People seen whatever doc they seen. People believe what they believe. There's nothing y'all could do to make people stop loving Russell Simmons. Sure. Not a thing in the world. And the powers that
Not
be. A thing in the universe is going to make people stop loving Russell Simmons for as many lives as he impacted as one man.
And the people and the powers that be that could literally like make the media campaign overwhelming. Miss people.
Russell Simmons has enough people spread throughout the industry that are his people.
You mean people that will
like they'll wage a whole fucking real.
You mean people who will protect him in his violence and not hold him responsible for the violence that he has enacted upon we don't know how many women. We don't even know. We don't even know. And Russell Simmons, I don't know if you remember him at the beginning of the Def Jam. I was a little girl, but I still remember how fucking rude, misogynistic, and sexist Russell Simmons is. I remember him being on the phone, running on a treadmill, talking shit to people. Now, I understand when you're a person in a high position, you have to be assertive and speak with authority and conviction and all. I get it. But that motherfucker was an asshole, is an asshole. So him being arrogant enough to believe that he's entitled to someone without their consent is on trend. And it's on trend with the other gaggles of men who behave like that. Joe Budden says folks will never stop loving Russell Simmons, even though he has multiple women have accused him of SA. Let's continue to listen.
People that don't have that experience with him, he has been nothing but kind, gentle, sweet, generous, and
so because he didn't rape you, he's been kind and sweet and generous.
They know.
So you continue to support him.
From that side of, I've never had these experiences with them. It's almost like, well, you don't believe a victim. You don't, because we get that all the time. You hear a story come out about somebody, and somebody that had a personal relationship with this person say, I never saw that. I mean, so I'm treating them with the person that I know.
And I understand, but to people that don't have that experience with him, he has been nothing but kind.
Okay, let's read some of the comments. My first comment: most men love and adore, and even will erect statues of other men, especially if they are successful at getting away with the mistreatment and exploitation of women. That's why they want Tory Lanez out of jail and hate Russell Wilson. Just proof. And Joe Budden is a documented abuser. So what other point of view would we get from him to say, well, he was nice to me. I don't care if he forced himself on you. The only person I've experienced was a nice, gentle, generous man. Someone says, speak, a real abstract oracle says, speak for yourself. Joe, we know abusers stick together. Tyree says, these are facts. Love Russell. Someone else says, true. He's the kindest, sweetest soul out there. These girls are trying anything for fast money. Somebody told her to go to hell and take Russell with her. And that's the problem with our community, enabling predators. Our community always wants to play God as if we are not without sin because we sin differently. So nope, not going to hate Russell Simmons. I'm not perfect, so I'm definitely not going to double down on hurting my own people. White doesn't do it. Yes, they do. You know what they do? They ostracize a person and they separate. Their identities are not tethered to each other the way black people are. White people would be like, girl, I don't know him. That motherfucker is white trash. That's what they will say to separate themselves real fast. And we're not going to act like that's not what they do. Hello? Okay. So don't act like, and that's the thing. Y'all use white people as a standard for how you behave when they are the most violent group of people in world history, in the world, girl. I told y'all the other day, look it up. The colonizers that you want to ascribe to their behavior, act like them and use them as a rule of measurement, they have harmed the most people in human history. Why would you even, oh yeah, we got you. You are mimicking them because that's what they do. Harm people. Making a mistake is, oh, I accidentally hit somebody's car when I made a left turn and clipped somebody's car. That's a mistake. Forcing your body onto somebody else's body without their consent is not a mistake. That is a choice, a clear choice to dominate and control. And because you are a man entitled and under this system and believe that women, because they exist, are for you, and they're not. They're not for you. That's why y'all got to get out of calling black men our men. They are not yours. Stop it. But y'all mad at Tory fans. Free Tory. Somebody says, you're always sucking that man off in every comment that has nothing to do with him. Go feed and bathe those chewy mouth peculiar looking kids. Here's Sabrina Parr. Pick me Parr. It's hard for us women. See it? You see it? It's a way that people speak. You know where they're coming from. I only read 5 words and I already know she's on some shit. Listen. It's hard for us women from our perspective to support him, and there will always be a double standard with this until one of these men touch their daughters. They still wouldn't care. Hello, DL Hughley. They don't give a damn. They act like they'll act a certain way once they have daughters, and they don't. Hello, Mike Epps. They believe that because they mistreat women, they're punished with daughters. That they will stay away from men like me. Half of you niggas wouldn't want your daughter to come in contact with someone like you. You wouldn't, because you know that you're not shit. And you know it. But they may not tell her what's waiting for her. It doesn't matter if they have a daughter. They still mistreat women. A daughter doesn't change the way he's going to treat other women. That's why when you women come down here talking about, well, my dad and my brother and my uncle and my cousin. Go ask the women they're in partnership with how they are. Since you think they're so great, go ask the women they're in partnership with how well they are. Ask them when nobody's around and he doesn't have his mask on. That's a lie. That's not true for me. Now, while some may always love him, his legacy has diminished. Russell's own ex-wife, Kimora, has publicly disowned him, so Joe is clearly wrong. He just doesn't want the industry to turn against him and start airing out his dirty laundry. That's why he's tap dancing for industry giants like he did for Puffy. Abusers will never stop loving him. Correct. Why don't y'all use your platform for some good shit? This is a gossip blog. It's a gossip blog, an entertainment gossip blog. If you are looking for something that is literally on a higher frequency, there are plenty of other pages where you can go read motivational quotes about peace and equality. Go. We're over here gossiping and talking and dragging. Okay? Goodbye. Y'all be in the comments on a gossip blog telling them to do better. Y'all need to do better. They do need to do better with the we don't condone bullying when they post something like, especially for LGBT, and they do it on purpose. They post LGBTQ kids and they don't turn the comments off, and the people be in the comments with their homophobia and transphobia and all the phobias. I'm not gonna lie, the post he made about Usher gave abuser. Sorry, not sorry. Joe is a predator who proudly supports his predator peers. Nobody loves Russell but men that are like him and women that have not unwound their eyes. That's just it. Let's see. Lizzo, it says, Lizzo checks a white creator who insinuated that African American vernacular English was bad English. Why don't we bring back gatekeeping so AAVE is reserved for people who created it and grew up speaking it? Well, I kind of agree, but at the same time, I don't agree with the part about gatekeeping. You cannot gatekeep language. That's like me trying to speak Spanish and then like, you can't speak Spanish because you're not you're not from our culture and you don't do this and you don't do that and you da da. You can't learn how to speak French because blah 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 blah. If you are agreeing that the way that I thought something was on the wall, it's on the screen. I look back like, what's on the wall? It's on the screen, girl. Anyways, if you are speaking a different language, then you need to give, oh, it changed the damn color of the damn video. If you are saying that AAVE is another language or a dialect of English and other people are trying to speak it, the only time I feel you should gatekeep is when somebody says it's bad English. Right? Like Phaedra tried to do to Ayan the other day when Ayan, you know how sometimes where a Z is, they'll put an S, or where it's like a O, they'll put an OU. That's how she spelled it, right? And so you so bent on, oh, you need to be speaking proper when English is really a bastard language. How can a bastard be proper? Hello, girl. When I tell you this shit is upside down, girl, I tell you this shit is up the fuck side down. Up the fuck side down. Okay? Girl. And then we have Mike Epps. No, well, AAVE, let's talk about that a little bit. I want to read some of the comments. Let's hear what Lizzo has to say for it's kind of long, but this white creator came out and said, point of view, when you see a fine man in public and then you listen closely and you hear too many type shits. That's like getting in a relationship with a Latin person and then like talking about, I really don't like the way he speaks his language. Girl, what? The way that we speak, the things that we say, the way that we structure sentences, it's a different dialect of English, right? Like you have different dialects of Chinese, different dialects of English. I don't believe in gatekeeping language because you can't, like gatekeeping words, you cannot gatekeep a word. You can only tell a person you're not using it properly. And if they're speaking in AAVE, you can tell that they're not really from the culture. You can tell because they're not saying it properly. Just like when you speak Spanish, someone will say what you're saying, although it's Spanish, it's not proper Spanish, right? Right? You're not using it in the right way. You're using slang or something like that. I don't want to listen to what Lizzo has to say. She just basically said, why don't we bring back gatekeeping so AAVE is reserved for people who created and grew up speaking it type shit. So I said AAVE is literally a language, a dialect, if you will. Bobby Light says, huh? What's AAVE? I said African American Vernacular English, the way you speak. You over here thinking you don't speak quote unquote proper English because some motherfucker done told you this is the only way to speak English, when we all live in different areas speaking English in different ways. Why haven't we canceled Lizzo yet? I agree. Black people should have been gatekeeping. Instead, we invite everyone to the cookout. Another thing that Black people have to understand, especially Black people in the United States, Black Americans, we are in a global community. Everything is not regional. You cannot, like, you folks who want to keep like hip hop regional, and you get upset when you see Japanese or Korean people fucking dancing hip hop or whatever you want to call it, hip hop dance class on Saturday mornings down there with Ashley Darby. You get upset. Oh, they stealing. No, they are being influenced by watching Black people. So you were influenced, and the part that's like, fucked up is when they take it and act like it's theirs. But the Asian folks, they're not taking it and acting like it's theirs. They're showing an appreciation by mimicking the hair, trying to get their hair nappy so they can put locks and shit in their hair. Yeah, and I feel like that's appreciation. I don't feel like that's appropriation. The way that they try to speak like us or whatever, I feel like that's appreciation. I'm just trying to speak another language. I think y'all fucking cool as shit. Y'all who invite motherfuckers to the cookout just because they can dance or some shit like that, that's crazy as hell. But at the same time, there are people who you don't need to invite them to the cookout. They don't even want to come to the cookout. They just appreciate our culture. They take the good. That's why when people Black Americans be like, we don't have no culture, that's a lie. If you look at the globe, you can see the culture. You can see the culture in other countries. That's the impact that you have. And you want to gatekeep it? We're a global community. No, we're just not in the United States. Everybody can go on their phone and travel to different parts of the world like that and be influenced and impacted by it. So no, I don't agree with the gatekeeping, but I do agree with telling people, bitch, it's English. Shut the fuck up. And that's it. Old Millennial here. I see in the comments there's someone saying Ebonics, AAVE, isn't okay, and that's the reason why many can't spell or read. Not only did I or many friends in middle school, high school, and college code switch, we also excelled in our English lit, and history classes. Saying this, Ebonics is not the reason why your kids are not able to read and can't spell. You're not encouraging them to read and exposing them to Black literary greats like Langston Hughes and Alice Walker. This is what's keeping them behind. It starts at home. Ebonics has been in our community for decades, not even decades, like generations, the way that you speak. And even like in the Southeast America, in the island, like not the islands, but like those coastal towns, the English is different. The Geechees down there, they speak a whole different language, literally a whole different language, to the point where you be like, what? And they're speaking English words, but it's just like, wait, what did you say? And that's normal. It's normal. Nobody's saying like, oh, you're not speaking proper English. No, bitch, I'm speaking my language. What you talking about? I'm not speaking English. Number one, yeah, I'm using words that you can understand, but I'm not speaking English. All right, that's enough of that. Okay, let's see. Let me go to my save. I only have like 2 minutes left. I wanted to talk about Mike Epps because I saved that. Mike Epps says before he dies, he wants to learn how to treat women 100%. He wants to learn how to treat women 100% right. I've never treated a woman right. This is one of my dreams. I'll be right back because I want to talk about this because I want to read some of the comments because this is good, because there's a lot of people who believe that when men mistreat women, when they get someone pregnant and they decide to keep the child, that if the child is a daughter, somehow they've been punished for mistreating women, even though the presence of a daughter doesn't stop how they treat men or women. It doesn't stop. So that's a lie. So while you think your daughter is a punishment for how you mistreat women and you don't stop mistreating women, what does that say? I'll be right back.